Apparently, USB thumb drives can die? Welcome back to EchoCraft Season 6. This is episode 6 and 7. Let me explain. I might just be YouTube's biggest noob. About 1 hour ago, I was recording episode 6. All was going well, everything was smooth, until it wasn't. That's when the USB thumb drive that I plug into my computer to store all of my footage and all of my effects and everything decided to kick the bucket. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, my editing software is like, hey, where is this video? Where's this footage? I can't find it anywhere. And I was like, it's right here. The thumb drive, it's plugged in. It's right here. And then my computer said, hey, you're supposed to eject that properly. And I said, I didn't touch it. What's going on? Apparently, I didn't know this. I didn't know that USB thumb drives can just die out of nowhere. So long story short, I recorded nearly all of episode 6 just to lose it all. And because I lost all that footage on the thumb drive, I can't really show you what I've done. I can only tell you about it. So this is what I did in episode 6. First thing was these trees that you've seen in the background of the video so far. I talked about how I used deep slate for the trunk and branch colors, and then pale oak leaves and snow and hanging moss and coral, obviously. Very simple block palette, but a very, very powerful effect these trees have on the area. I love it. I'm going to build so many more. Oh yeah, there's a dead one over there. And yeah, super cool. Next thing we did was check the profits of our extremely lucrative snow shop, and you guessed it, nothing. Next thing we did was lament the fact that we're not rich yet, but one day we will be. Then I decided to go get this beacon by hunting wither skeletons in the nether. Got really lucky with 2 wither skeletons in a row. Beat the wither with just iron golems, which is definitely how I'm going to do it from now on because it was so easy. And that was all of episode 6. And now we can move on to perhaps my favorite episode so far. Because today, in episode 7, I'm going to be telling you about my plans for this season. Let's start with the story. Many, many months ago, I was playing on my Forever World, which we are on right now, and I came up with this little redstone circuit. Many of you know that if you throw an ender pearl in water with soul sand at the bottom, the ender pearl will stay at the top until something interacts with it. I took this concept and added a timer to it, which is completely customizable. I can add however many minutes to this machine as I want, and I will be teleported back at exactly when these minutes are up. And while I was mining, waiting for the timer to go off one day, I was thinking, what if I had an objective that I had to do in the allotted time? And if I don't complete it, boom, I get teleported back and I have to restart. Thus, the birth of my new minigame, which I am calling Chrono Quest. The time-sensitive, fast-paced, treasure-hunting, dungeon-crawling minigame. The core challenge of Chrono Quest will be to plant your banner at the end of the quest. Obviously, it won't be a plain white banner, but each player will make their own banner that symbolizes themselves, I suppose. And once you hang your banner at the end, once you plant your banner at the end, everyone will be able to see that and know that you've beat Chrono Quest. But beating the quest won't necessarily be an easy thing, though, because in order to enter, you will have to set your spawn and pearl in the bubble column like we talked about. And in between that point and the end of the game, there will be a whole slew of tricks and traps and dungeons and things to explore and things to discover, and you will only have a limited amount of time before you get yanked out of the dungeon, out of the quest, and teleported back to where you set your spawn. Now, every player who enters the quest will have a base default time limit before they get teleported back. So, if you want to extend your time, you'll have to look very thoroughly throughout the quest to find what are known as time tokens. The more time tokens you collect, the longer you can spend in the quest. So every player who enters Chronoquest will have to decide, do I use my time to push and get to the banner spot, or do I use my time to collect time tokens to extend future runs? I can hardly express how excited I am to start building this minigame on EchoCraft because I have been designing it and thinking about it and working out the kinks and bugs for like 9 months now, and I am so excited to finally be putting it on EchoCraft. Now please keep in mind this is a huge project and it will probably take me many months to complete, so if I'm not making very much progress it's because it's very large. For example, I need about 10,000 stone just to build the thing, and that's not including any of the stone bricks or mossy stone bricks that I've included in the design, so yeah, it's gonna take a while. But in the meantime, though, I've actually already started gathering resources for the construction of the game, and as you can imagine, there is a ton of redstone involved. All of these blocks are just for the redstone dust that runs throughout the game. And luckily, Weaselstorm has a shop that sells redstone, so I was able to buy all of this off of him. And I will need to buy much more of other components and stuff when he gets those stocked. But I've actually already started laying the foundation of what this game will look like. These are 8 rooms, and the reason why I built these first is because these 8 rooms will be designed by the other Echoes. So, Echoes, if you want to design a room in my huge game, let me know, and I will assign you one of these rooms. And the reason I decided to build these 8 rooms first is because I didn't want any of the people that are contributing to the game to have an unfair advantage by seeing the whole game completed, like the scale. They'll get a sense of the scale, essentially. And I realized I could have dug a huge pit underground and put it down there, and that way no one would see it, but quite frankly, I don't have a lot of time to play Minecraft these days. I go to school full-time and I work part-time, and this is really just a side hobby for me. So I decided I'd rather have the game done and in the sky and risk some people seeing the exterior than digging a huge pit and risk not finishing it in the end. So there it is. There is Chrono Quest, my plan for the whole season, basically, besides this base. I am so excited to get started on it and to eventually finish it and to see the other Echoes play it and enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed designing it. Speaking of redstone and automation and stuff, I actually made a few more things back here. Let's start with the simplest machine of the 3. I think this is an automatic chicken farm. Essentially, we have a flock of chickens laying eggs. They are getting spit out. The baby chickens are residing in between this fence and this lava cauldron. And when the baby chickens grow up to be adult chickens, the bigger hitbox will actually touch the lava in the cauldron, and they will burn, and I will collect their cooked chicken. And now I feel like an awful human being. But that's actually a perfect segue into our next machine, that being animal cruelty, that is, because we have a armadillo XP farm here. So if we light the campfire, light the campfire underneath these armadillos, this is crazy. And then we push this button to splash the armadillos with infestation. Silverfish will start to spawn, and after all of the silverfish have spawned, all you have to do is take your sword and swipe once at the armor stand. And please remember to turn off the campfire. But that is the super simple XP farm that I enhanced a little bit with the button and the dispenser and everything, but it's not my core idea, it's just enhanced by me. The third and final thing on the list was this super smelter, which I threw together in order to smelt all of the materials that need smelting for the Chrono Quest game. It's just a bunch of furnaces stuck together with hoppers and minecarts and stuff, and a bunch of fancy noodly redstone. But yeah, that'll be nice to have in the future when we need to smelt a bunch of smooth stone, for example, for the Chrono Quest game. But that is about all the time that I have for today to finish this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your patience for episode 6. I know that's kind of a bummer to not have as much content, but I did what I could with it, and I hope it turned out alright. If you have any ideas for Chrono Quest, feel free to let me know in the comments. I am open to all the ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.